Part 4 is over.
Motherfucker.
Well, it's over for us.
10
Starting
hours.
for you.
We've been doing this for 10 hours.
It is now midnight. We still have another one to watch.
Yeah.
It's only 2 hours though. Wait. Motherfucker, it's only 2 hours. But we are not actually being tortured. I thingy to add, or wishing to torture other people. I've drunk about 3 bottles of something and then half a bottle of something else.
Caffeine?
No.
No, but number 4 was a movie. Got any more culture?
Here you go.
Wait,
Here you go.
we had Indian food.
We did have Indian food.
It was too spicy for me because I'm a wussy American.
This was lumps.
This one,
Just drink it.
why the fuck is this story turned into 2 parts? If this, okay, with the first half, but if the second half is the same as the first half,
Oh no, it's
quality-wise, if you'd put them into one film, it would easily be the best.
It's...
We got to see a vampire C-section with teeth.
Well, we didn't actually get to see it because...
Which for her kind of movies that we watch in here is pretty normal.
David Cronenberg should have directed that part of the film. It would have been awesome.
The bit where the doggy connected with the baby was hilarious.
The CGI baby going like...
How can you tell if a baby is CGI or not? They all look like alien Winston Churchills.
Trust me, it was CGI. I was like...
Yeah.
They smell like licorice.
It's the cough syrup.
Ew.
But, oh yes, the doggies were like, "Rawr, we must kill the abomination that Edward created with his penis."
But then the doggy that's not the head doggy, the Jacob one.
Was like, "I'm the boss now!"
And I am in love with this baby! And seriously, how do we have another movie that's 2 fucking hours?
No, the funniest thing was,
And this is the shortest one.
the funniest thing about the imprinting on the baby. Imprinting was explained in an earlier film. Imprinting in this one, I wish I could imprint on somebody. Look at them, the 4 people have imprinted on each other, but they are snogging and doing sexual things on the beach and being all sexual.
No, but there was also the guy with the little girl by the water, because there was in the books. There's this one guy who's like our age,
Yeah.
and he's imprinted on a 2-year-old. Now think of the implications of that. Even if he's not fucking her when she's 2, she's gonna spend her whole life growing up knowing this guy imprinted on me. Therefore, I require to give him sex, unless it becomes some kind of weird cuckolding thing, which I feel like Stephanie Meyer isn't sophisticated enough for.
Ow!
I
Sorry.
thought it was a case of if you were imprinted on someone, then they automatically imprint back on you.
Well,
No.
I mean,
Only if they're a werewolf.
Oh.
if a werewolf imprints on you as a human, you could say, "What the fuck? I don't like you. Go away."
And they would forever be stuck with you as the one.
True. One twoo.
No, you're their only idfic.
No, they're not. You're only idfic. You just hit a button in their head.
They can never love anyone else but you.
They can never love.
Unless you happen to be inside that person. Jacob imprinted
On the baby.
on the egg. That's why he liked Bella.
On the stupidly named baby.
No, that's apparently a Mormon thing where you smush the names together.
I don't care, it's a stupidly named baby.
Renesmee.
Renesmee.
Was she Renesmee be something else?
Well, when they mentioned the name of the island that they live in Brazil where they're having sex, I thought for some reason it was Renesmee and that one was
No,
like
it was
the
Ennis Island.
Ugh.
Like penis without the P.
It would have been much better if they called it
I thought Ennis Island was somewhere up.
Ellis Island.
Are you thinking of Ellis Island?
You're Ellis Island.
No, I'm not Ellis Island, but both of my grandfathers came through
Now,
it.
how do you cut this right down to something manageable? Do what you're doing when you're supposed to be adapting a novel, and you take the book and you cut out the whole Brazil shit, and you just have them have sex, and then somewhere nearby, and then you could do this whole part in like
No, they had to have a bit.
40 minutes.
They had to have the bit where they were naked in the water because otherwise the fans would complain.
Yeah.
Why were they naked in the water?
In the book,
Vampire foreplay.
vampire foreplay is standing naked in the ocean. Anyway, in the book,
What if they live in the desert?
Then they have to find an
then
ocean.
they have to dig a pit, fill it with water.
Water if they're lucky.
No, but in the book, Edward and Bella fuck, and he leaves her absolutely covered, neck down, completely blue and black. In this, he gives her 3 bruises here
And here,
and a
and
little
here.
bruise here that you could get from.
This one has given me bruises worse than that in completely G-rated situations.
Yeah.
I hope you were pointing at them.
This one.
Ah.
What?
You know, we had hoped that for at least one of these we would have a 4th person with us, but apparently
It is just us 3, and
the entire time.
our sanity is trickling out of our ears like so much brain matter.
And if this is a success, maybe we'll do this again with another long season of thing. I don't know.
We should watch all the James Bond movies.
Just
No, we
20.
should not watch all the James Bond movies.
Bill Condon! Why? You did Gods and Monsters. Although I have to say, I did like the fact that whenever you saw Edward in the 30s and he was, being all Dexter and shit, they were watching Bride of Frankenstein. It's like, oh, good work, Bill Condon, referencing Gods and Monsters. Good work. I slightly approve.
I feel like that's whenever I write one of my fics and I put linguistics references in it.
Edward was a big. He's just a big humor. It's like, Carlisle made me, and I was always a vegetarian vampire. Then I rebelled against him for a while.
And I killed bad people.
I
so
tracked down serial killers and rapists and ate them. So I am an evil bastard.
And then Bella has this nightmare where all the rose petals turn into blood, and that's just like, dude,
And
seriously.
they get married on a funeral pyre of people.
It's not even a funeral pile. It's just.
Oh no, that
it's
was
just
the
a
last
giant
one. Was that the
pile.
last one?
No, that was
No,
this
that was
one.
this one.
They're bonding together.
It's like this entire franchise so far could be one good film if it was all together.
If you took all the good bits, you could make it into a possibly not entirely terrible movie.
Would it be cohesive? Would it be coherent?
Yes, you could easily
You could do
exposition.
that, yeah.
Stop nipping me.
I'm not nipping you.
Make it about 2 hours, you could do all that.
Hell, you could.
And it's also the vampire venom that fixed your split ends.
Yeah, vampire venom. Whenever you become a vampire, your split ends fix and your hair dyes itself. Oh, and your eyeshadow goes on. CGI.
Bella looked like she was starring in Stephen King's Thinner.
But the dogs, the wolves.
The doggies!
The doggies talking was stupid, but the wolves had the stupidest thing. It's like, "Rrr, we're angry." But I don't want to be angry. I want to go off by myself. I want to be with you. I want to be with you too. It's like, "Rrr, no, fuck off. I want to be myself." No, we're staying. Well, guard my rear. Okay.
If I guard my rear, you're probably going to be staring at my rear.
And then everybody else is like, "Rrr, we're here to kill the thing." But I'm in love with that baby. Okay then. We won't.
And everyone else is like, oh, anger and,
And then Edward's just like, "Fuck you."
Why did he do that?
No, I don't know.
Because he is...
Did he see that the werewolves were coming to attack them and thought that Jacob was going to do it?
Maybe Jacob farted and didn't know.
Or did he see Jacob's going to see that he imprinted on Renesmee? I thought he was all like, oh, I look into Jacob's mind and the werewolves are going to kill him, so I'm going to be pissed off at Jacob. But then whenever Jacob came out, he's like, oh, Jacob imprinted on Renesmee, so...
Renesmee.
I don't give a shit. So... He knew that, so he would know that they're on their side. So did he break Jacob's arm because he doesn't care for him imprinting on his daughter?
Maybe he didn't want him wanking.
Which is one of the most sensible things that I've seen in the entire series, by the way.
Especially in regards to Edward.
Yeah.
I was about to ask you a question. Did you actually know about the imprinting on the baby?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's hard not to hear. It's hard just to not hear about it.
Because it's just... What?
We would like to re-ascertain that Stephanie Meyer is A-okay with paedophilia as long as
Everybody's
the female
pretty.
has tits.
Yeah, did we mention this in one of the vlogs or was during the episodes? The fact that the ethos of the film seems to be it doesn't matter what age you are, really, as long as you look like you're teenager, then you should be acting like a teenager. Like Edward, 114,
Ish.
and and they were okay with him having sex with teenager.
With Bella.
And then
I think she was 18.
yeah, but
Stop the
but
start
then
of things.
So it's legal in most places.
but then you've got
14 is legal in some places.
but then you 12 in Vatican City. Then you've got Renesmee, who's going to grow really fast, and so she's going to look like she's a teenager, but she'll actually be 4, and it's okay then too. So Stephanie Meyer's mindset seems to be, it doesn't matter what age you
Fuck,
actually
she could
are.
even not be 4.
If there's grass on the pitch, you can play. That's her attitude.
But there's also just the.
This is like
Stop hitting me! I'm not aiming
this
for
series
you.
is a spider web
I'm aiming for me.
of unfortunate implications and just terrible ethical things of every sort.
There's also just the.
The last film ended with, I am a vampire doctor and I've saved Jacob's life after we coordinated a battle together. We are now friends permanently. First film starts, fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Oh!
Also, Rosalie Rosalie, one of the vampires, because she hated Bella so much, because it's like, you have a choice! Those were, holy shit, the implications of that.
Well, we did it earlier as well. We both said something was shit.
Well, no, it's just like the implications of choice and uterus. Because, like, a lot of it is like, you have a choice to become a vampire, and I want to have children, and blah, 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 and I was killed with rape as backstory because drama.
Yeah, there was they made a big deal about the fact that Bella has a choice to kill the baby or not.
And she chooses not, and Alice is always saying the fetus, and then Rosalie is always like baby. It's a little baby.
Baby.
So if anyone thinks that is a pro-life argument, that's not. Because even though it was probably intended as such, because pro-life just means you're not allowed to get an abortion, while pro-choice means you don't have to get an abortion, it's up to you.
Yeah, and it's
Also, I'm going to misconstrue something. Because the baby was biological female, but even though Edward can read minds and see the shape of minds, he kept calling it him.
the baby is trans.
The baby is trans.
So, Renesmee...
Because
Renesmee.
Renesmee thinks he's a man because Edward kept going him.
So how will Jacob react to this when older?
He doesn't care.
Oh,
He
he'll
is-
follow the footsteps of his father.
Jacob? Oh.
So it's just another black fucking swan.
Black Swan, yeah.
Well, it's definitely a Cullen now, but
Wait a sec. It's
I'm
gonna be called Black. The surname's gonna be Black. Renesmee Black.
no,
But
the surname's gonna be Cullen.
Yeah, but they should marry Jacob and then be Renesmee Black. So, but then you've got the ugly duckling, which is like an ugly duckling who grows up to be a beautiful swan. So they transition during life.
That's
so it
why
will be a black swan.
That's why Bella's name is Bella Swan.
It'll be a black swan.
That's why she's called Beautiful Swan. Oh my god.
And just so you know, still 4 movies in, one black guy.
Nice.
At the start of the second, after about 3 lines, and he was, sort of
And then he got eaten by the red.
villainous in both.
Was one of the rapisty people not a black guy?
God no, this was the 30s. You think a black guy would be palling
No,
around?
one of the
in the
rapisty
first
people with
movie.
motorbikes.
I don't know.
If they were, they weren't important enough to really notice. It's
This is shit.
This is shit.
This entire film was like, watch the next one, watch the next one.
And it's like, what's
watch
the point?
the next one.
The next one, just to put this in perspective, is 2 hours. 2 hours.
loving you, baby. Growing up. Look,
I-
Michael Sheen.
I have a
Ow!
I'm sorry. I have a lot of bitching to do.
Michael Sheen.
A lot of bitching about directorial choices, and I will fuck this condom into non-existence. Whatever it's called, condom.
Bill Condon.
Condom. Bill Condo, who builds houses.
I got the feeling Bill Condon probably put that in and possibly wanted to change that in, but wasn't allowed to.
Oh, Jesus.
But
Stephanie
I-
Meyer's a producer on the movies.
I will bitch about that later.
Does Stephanie Meyer appear in all of them, or just the first one?
Stephanie Meyer is the
she's
Stanley.
producer.
What?
No, she had a cameo.
She was in the first one. Remember in the first one
The
when they're in the
diner,
diner and
And
there's
the
the
girl's
lady,
like, here you go, Stephanie.
and there's the lady at the laptop, and then Bella is the lady. Oh yeah, there's another person of color. There was the black lady at the
Yeah.
diner who gives her the garden burger. It's like, here you go. You are so polite and you are so mature for somebody your age, and blah 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 blah. Everybody loves.
remember your favorite dessert because everybody remembers every customer with a different community.
and everybody loves you, Bella, because you are the most amazing person ever, and blah-de-blah-de-blah-de-blah.
No. Bella, you don't exist.
Bella Swan, I hate the term Mary Sue because...
It's a stupid term.
And it's also because of the fact that, basically, it's OMG, a female power fantasy, because male power fantasies are perfectly fine and normal and whatnot.
They're called Barry Sue.
No.
They're called Marty Stews.
No, they're called things like, they're Conan the Barbarian. Like, male power fantasies are fine versus female power fantasies are, lol, that's stupid, etc. But I am not going to get on that soapbox.
Well, I'd argue that Conan and all of them, they're not in the same, Mary Sue's in the same way, because Mary Sue is from the point of view of the book or the film, has no flaws. While from the point of view, while Conan does have flaws from the point of view of the books and everything.
What were you going to say, dear?
It's See Me Dance.
What?
It's not.
Bella Swan.
It's really not.
No. By staring at you with her mouth open, not dancing. By staring at you with her mouth open, forces you to find her good.
By the way, folks, just to put this into perspective, it is 15 past midnight. We have been at this since 1 in the afternoon.
And we have had a drink.
And we've all had alcohol.
Some more than others.
Yes, some more than others.
Am I speaking too loud?
Not naming any names.
Do we have names? I was Gertrude earlier.
You were Gloria, then you were Susan, and then you were Regina.
Can I be Marigold?
Then what does that make me?
Bart.
Septimus.
Septimus. But that means I die rather painfully.
Also means you're a Roman emperor.
Oh, I thought you were referencing
No.
Stardust.
Septimus Severus, who was a Roman emperor.
I'd rather be Kanaya Mariam.
Septimus Severus sounds like a bad side effect of cocaine. A Severus, and a Septimus.
Just to put it into perspective, guys, keep in mind that this is one of the better movies of the series, and it's still just impossible to concentrate. Admittedly, I am not even 3 sheets, I'm possibly 5 sheets to the wind with ADHD.
My brains were coming out of my feet.
I have been sectioned and I'm certifiably insane and I am not enjoying this.
I have not been sectioned, but I have a nice little piece of paper that says I have a thingy.
She's certifiably sane.
You don't trust anybody who's certifiably sane. They're practically curd.
No, that just means that they
Nerd.
outrank you. It means they outrank you.
You're technically knurred, which is when you're so sober you're on the other side of drunk. Because everybody is usually like 10% drunk on something, but when you're knurred...
Guys,
Yes?
what's really weird about this DVD box that I've got, the older DVDs, they haven't changed them at all from the original released years ago, because
They
actually
still have the old trailers and everything.
Yeah, they have trailers
For
for
movies
coming soon to the cinemas in like
in
2009.
2009.
Yeah, it's like you couldn't even re-encode that bit. And this one had
I'm
movies
afraid.
coming soon this summer.
Like this summer as in 2013
Yeah,
summer.
so you know
And they're the
apparently,
extended cuts. They don't have the non-extended cuts.
apparently this DVD is expected.
At least
was
the
expected
movie
someone-
wasn't 5 hours like we thought it was.
Someone expecting that someone would watch this over the course of several years, which I have to say, you know, several years is a good time frame for this because it makes you forget just about everything.
I've forgotten a lot of things already, and we've been watching it all day.
I can't remember what happens in what movie.
Well, in the first movie, we meet Bella, and the second
You
movie...
meet the werewolves, because the first one they didn't have werewolves, they just had, you know, Native Americans, and that apparently wasn't interesting enough.
And the second movie, that was what happened?
Yeah, they were introduced to the actual wolves.
In the third movie...
What do you call him? Jacob was in number 1, where he was very, very femme, and then he was in the second one, where he revealed he would turn into a werewolf, and they're like, oh my god, there's werewolves.
And in the third one, he was hard gay.
No, he was in the second one as well, he was hard gay.
In the third movie, it was very... In the third movie, Edward and Jacob shared so much sexual tension.
They went up a mountain, and it was Broke Cock Mountain.
And they were just... The eyes.
Okay. So,
And then there was this one where they were in Brazil.
And they had a lot of sex, and then Bella got pregnant, and then there was the vampire C-section.
The first film, they had little bits of it set in Arizona. The second one, they had little bits of it set in Florida. Third, fifth one, they had little bits set, I'm sure, somewhere else. Fourth one, little bit set in Brazil. It's like, all right, we have to film in Washington State where it's cold, but so we're going to give ourselves a treat. We're going to spend a week filming somewhere warm.
So, Vampire were out there. Band of Dogs. Brokecock Mountain.
What's this one?
Lord of the Things.
Well, there was this bit where people can only talk if they're holding a football.
That's true.
I did not notice any time in this movie when dawn broke. There wasn't even a vampire called Dawn that you could shatter. That would have been funny.
I am a vampire. I am so horny I'm going to stand with my dick pointing at the moon and the ocean.
And now we are both going to get naked in the water and just chill.
Another Buffyverse parallel. Angel had the bit where Angel had a miraculous baby that, got old really quickly and had an inappropriate relationship with someone who was looking after it as a baby.
Darling?
Yes?
If I ever get pregnant, please don't bite the baby out of me.
If you ever get pregnant, darling, I will know it is not mine, because there is no way in fuck
Another
I'm my
Buffyverse
children.
parallel. Living with a single parent in the small town.
And how, well, no, Buffy was kind of hated by everybody.
That's one of the differences. But Buffy was originally very, very popular in her old place. But
I have gone on rants before about how it's lazy writing to have just everybody starting as an orphan. In fact, somebody I've scrolled through on YouTube went on a rant that recently. Just, oh, my character's deep, I'm orphaned. You know what? I love Charlie, and I don't like Bella's mom, but the film would be a lot shorter without it. Just stop dealing with your parents. Just fuck up.
Charlie is gay.
Charlie is gay. Charlie is very gay.
And Charlie is stopping his best friend.
Charlie is a leather daddy.
And he didn't have the gay mustache when he was in the flashbacks when he was with the wife.
So it was...
I know I will be a good husband, because I am a cop.
And I have guns.
And I know things.
Like how to hunt down a man.
Like how to hunt a man
And
with
how to
4
shoot a
bursts
gun.
of blow. And how to use a gun.
And Edward actually looked a little bit unsettled at that.
Charlie looks sad every single shot.
It's the mustache.
It makes his face look sad.
My father had a mustache like that, but unless he was legit grinning, my father looked like a walrus who had just found out that they canceled prom.
No, it's just like, I'm guessing that the extra weight from the mustache just makes his face go like,
Is there anything else to say about this movie?
There's fuck all to say about any of them.
There's a very random shade of red for the end credits.
Yes.
It looks like the credits from Raspberry Reich.
From a very, very silly 1970s movie.
I'll show them my living room. I've only seen it a million
Da 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 da. And this is the room where we used to film Hagan, by the way.
It's a lot smaller than you think it is.
Anyway.
Robyn's not in the shot. Now Robyn is in the shot. Say hello, Robyn.
You two finish off. I'm going to the bathroom.
Oh, God.
God.
Do some porn.
We have the blessing.
No.
Okay. Guys, don't watch this movie.
Or if you are going to watch this movie, do it with friends and get really, really drunk.
Or a bit drunk.